So now we're going to add our earring holder and our ring holder. Now actually there's no reason why you couldn't put them the other way around than I've got them in the pattern. It's just that's how I had them. So you're going to make the little marks, and the measurements for the marks are in the pattern on the right hand side of your lining panel. Remember, the top needs to be furthest away from you. Your zippers are closing to the left, unless you're the other way around, unless you're a left-hander, in which case you're going to do them that way across, because that will make more sense to you. So make your marks, and I've just made tiny marks on the side of my panel, and the bottom edge of your holder is going to sit above that mark. So the bottom edge will sit sort of just on that mark. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a few stitches across the very end here at about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Just to secure that in place. Now, if you're concerned about getting it on straight, use your ruler. Make sure that you've got it at exactly the right measurement. And if you need to, just pop a clip in to hold it down while you stitch along there. What you don't want is for it to be wonky like that, because it will look shocking. You still have time at this point, if you've just done a few stitches, that you can actually jiggle it about. But if you've got it slightly wonky, you're going to do exactly the same thing with your ring holder. I'm just going to trim off those thread ends that I've got on the end. And the bottom edge of your ring holder is going to sit just flush to that mark, so it'll sit just above the mark that you made, and you're just going to put those few stitches through to secure it. Now, for our second part of our snaps, now it's really difficult to be able to give you the measurements, because it will depend on your accuracy when you're cutting, and how big your snaps are and what sort of snaps you've used. But what you need to do ideally is just to make sure that the strap is nice and straight. And you can do that using a ruler. And then all I do is just lift up my snap and make a mark where it's going to meet. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So I'm lifting it up, making a mark where I need to put my second part of my snap. Now, the one thing I will say, and I'm going to say this very loudly and very clearly, is when you put the hole and you put your second part of your snap in, make sure you move your pocket linings. If you put your snap right the way through your pocket lining, you are not going to be able to put so much in your pockets. I know this, I've done it. The first one I made, I just didn't think, put my hole straight through, put my snap on. Oops. So you must make sure you move your pocket lining before you make your hole, otherwise you'll end up with a hole in your pocket, and certainly before you put your snap on. If you do by chance go straight through and make a hole, the easiest way to fix it is to put a small piece of woven fusible interfacing on both sides of the pocket lining, just to secure the edges of that hole. Pop a little bit of fray check before you do that, and just put a little bit of woven fusible interfacing just to kind of fill the hole. To be fair, it will be right at the side, so it won't be noticeable, and the product will still be quite usable, but it's much better if you actually move the pocket linings out of the way. Now, as before, I'm not going to be able to show you putting the snaps in because of the way my camera bounces, so I'm going to go and put the other half of my snaps in. You have got videos in the pattern that show you how to do either clips, snaps, these sort of thicker anorak, metal anorak snaps, and plastic cam snaps. So use the manufacturer's instructions or the videos to add your snaps.